Hello and welcome back to the F1 World Podcast. Today we are discussing who we think is going to be the next F1 World Champ beside Lewis or Max. I think we all got quite a few to choose between. I mean, I'll start. My two, I'm torn between George and Charles. I feel like I'm more leaning towards George just because we saw what you could do in a Mercedes in Bahrain last year. And I just feel like he's going to have I think it depends on the regulations where Mercedes are next year. But I lean more towards George right as of now. But if Ferrari are quite close to the regulations, and I think Charles might. That's just not me being biased at all. But
Ferrari fan.
yeah, they might too.
That makes sense. It's George and Mercedes. The Charles one, I'm a bit like...
Yeah, I don't see it personally. We can hope. We can all hope.
I think he unfortunately maybe have had his chance already. I know that sounds awful. But like 2019, he was up there. And then it's just gone. And up again. A little bit. Not to
Ferrari
get
coming back. They're coming back. But Ferrari, one of those teams that are in and out, in and out, in and out. There's no sort of steady or increasing, well.
Yeah,
So yeah, it is very much like that. Yeah. So I think, unless Ferrari starts going like this, directly up, then but we can hope for him. He's still young. He could move to a different team, and that could be his chance. So
I will hope for you.
Yes,
don't worry.
We need to, because the thought everyone's like, I was like discussing it with my dad. My dad was like, he's had his chance. He's not going to win it, and I literally just like nearly bursted into tears. I was like, that's just like saying Lewis is not going to get his 8th world title. Like, that's just not.
Well, he might not this year. It's getting very close.
No,
it's very close. Yeah.
No. But I
can
agree with George. I could agree with George, hands down.
George was one of mine. I can't see anyone beating Mercedes or Red Bull next year. I think they're still too far ahead at the moment, at this current point anyway. And I think it'll be interesting between George and Lewis, I think. But I still, in future years, I still think George.
Yeah, I think George he's young enough. We've seen what he can do in a Williams, which, let's be honest, is not a car that's supposed to do particularly well. And he's done very well in a Williams. So him in a Mercedes, I think Lewis Hamilton's got to be careful next year. I really do. I think he's got this new young B coming in, and I think Max Verstappen's going to feel very threatened by him because Max knows he's at the top right now.
I 100% agree that Max is going to feel threatened by.
I think it's going to be a real battle. It's going to be a 2-1. I think, as in 2 Mercedes versus 1 Red Bull, and I think it's just it's going to be an interesting one next year.
I agree.
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Yeah, what was your other one, Ellie?
Agreed with George.
Yeah, no, exactly. We've all agreed on George.
Cool.
My other one was probably a little bit like Chloe's about my hope. I hope it's Lando, but again, like the Ferrari, as much as I want it to happen, I don't see them competing with the Mercedes or Red Bull next year. I think he could be because McLaren have obviously improved a lot this year, and if they keep on improving, then I could see it in future years, maybe. I'm hoping at least.
I'd say I had Lando Norris as my number 2 as well. I just think he's young. There's rumours that he's in talks with other teams for because obviously he signed this contract now. I think he's there for another 2 years. He's on a long contract with McLaren. Well, I say long. He's on a contract with McLaren to stay there for a little bit longer. So and I know other teams are looking at him and want him. So it might not be in the next 2 years or 3 years, but it could be in the 4th year. And it's just, if McLaren keep like McLaren are up there. Let's look at the last few races that we've had. We've had 1-2s from McLaren. We've had like Lando. Where was it? This is when I get all my dates because everything's just merged into one now. When he should have beaten Lewis and the rain came in.
Sochi.
That was
Russia.
in Sochi. That's it. It was Russia. Lando should have won. That should have been a win. That should have been a win. And so yeah, I just the way that he's been racing recently, I whether he'll be up there to win a championship, I reckon he'll be a contender in the coming years. Whether he'll win, I don't know, but he'll definitely top 3.
No,
I think.
I agree with you on that, because I think when the McLarens are competing, they're able to hold off the Mercedes. But the Mercedes don't get past them that often. It's more pure speed and like positions and like qualifying. They're not always as consistent as the Mercedes are, but I think when they are at their best, they can definitely compete with them.
Yeah, even this weekend, Daniel Ricciardo was up there. He was top of the timesheet at one point yesterday. I was like, what's going on? Yeah. And then obviously Max and Lewis put in their last things, but he was still, I think they were 5th, 6th. And I was like, oh, fair enough. So I was like, that didn't see that one coming. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the championship table now, I think Lando Norris is 4th. I think
he go back up to 3rd, or is he still 4th?
Hold on. Let me have a little look. See, I think he went back down because Valtteri's won quite a lot, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's 4th. Yeah.
Oh.
But he's got Perez behind him by 10 points. So, yeah, at the moment, he's not going to jump back up to 3rd because Valtteri's on 177 and he's on 145. So, unless he has an absolute cracker of a week or few weeks, he's not going to go above Valtteri. So, yeah. I mean, Perez after this weekend, he could drop down to 5th, but it's, yeah, who knows? It's
so common, like commentator just then. I was like,
sign me up.
I guess it's my go.
Yeah.
This is not any point, like anytime soon. I just think Mick's gonna win at some point. He's gonna do.
I honestly, people will have him. He will be moved from Haas. He will, like 100%. He's not going to be at Haas forever. He is.
I will move him myself.
Next year, I'm going to call it now. He is going to be moved. I don't know what team. I can't call that one, but someone will have him. Someone, even if it's Williams, it's an up from Haas. So
somehow,
yes. Anyone other than that.
I need him to win one, at least just one. That's all I want in life.
Like, just do it for his dad. Come on, his dad would love it.
For me, and
you, of course. Do it for everyone. Like, he's just got this. He's got it.
I just need. That is the one person I have faith in that he'll get a championship at one point.
Honestly, I generally think if he wasn't in a Haas car, I think people would be quite shocked as to how good he actually is. I do think he'd be giving people a right, like, he's even had a little battle with a couple of drivers that unfortunately Haas isn't fast enough, so they do sometimes get lapped, but he does give them a little bit of a tough time. It's
Max though.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's possible. I have faith.
Exactly. So,
but realistically, Lando, I guess.
I'd give it to Lando over Mick, but yeah, they're both still young. A lot of young drivers on the grid. A hell of a lot of young drivers on the grid.
They're just going to get younger. Like,
yes,
think about it. We're going to have more retirements coming up. Yeah,
Lando's going to be old soon. He's going to be ready for retirement by the time these people come in, and he's only 21. This is how young they're getting. So it's
like, we have to think about all the other juniors that are going to be coming up soon. Like, if you look at them now, they're absolutely cracking. They're very good drivers. So when they start coming up, things are going to really be chopping and changing, like a lot.
I mean, we've got Kimi going this year, and then I reckon it will be Alonso. I think will go at some point.
Yeah.
He's sort of racing for fun at the moment. He's admitted it. He said he's like, I'm not really racing anymore. I'm racing for fun, for enjoyment. And then at some point, Lewis is going to go. Lewis is not that young anymore. Like, I'm not saying that he isn't good, and he can, but he's you know,
I do not.
he's had an incredible career. But
thing is, see, I'm just gonna get sentimental for a second. My mum met him the year before he went up to F1. That's how long we've been a fan.
Yeah,
that's heartbreak. That's gonna break my heart.
There will be a point though. There's gonna have to be a point. You know, he's done an incredible job, but there will be a point.
Yeah.
You know, what more can he achieve? He's done incredible. He's had the most incredible career. He's smashed every record that there is out there. You know, I guess he just wants to have an even bigger record so no one will beat it.
Yeah. I just want him to get his 8th. Once he's got his 8th, I don't mind him retiring. I want his 8th.
Yeah, he's had his 100th pole start. He's had his 100th win. He's had his, 7 championship titles. He's smashing records. He's got like fastest laps on God knows how many tracks out there. It's just like, this man is crazy. But it's, who knows? I think he's still got a contract with Mercedes for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But after that, I think, he probably, knowing him, he's probably going to want to get to 10 championship titles, but who knows?
I just want him to stay in the paddock. That's all I want. I don't care if he retires, just stay. Because
get him on the pit wall or something, like get in there.
Yeah,
exactly. Sit there, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yes, leave him there. But
I suppose we should probably talk about the constructors championship as well, because it's been Mercedes for many years.
Too long. No offense, Mercedes. No offense. Great drivers, but yeah, come on, slide away.
Red Bull are really giving them a run for their money today. This season.
In general, yeah. No, I think it's Mercedes. If they've got Lewis Hamilton and George Russell next year, I think they're going to be at the top of the table again. I don't see that moving unless George Russell has an absolute meltdown because he's got the pressure on him for driving for Mercedes and crumbles. Who knows? Because it happens. You see some of these drivers move and they just like Daniel Ricciardo. He came to McLaren. He just was having a shocker. He just didn't get to grips with the car, and he didn't. Now he's getting a lot better. But initially, oh my God, he was struggling. He was really struggling. And I'm just hoping it's not the same for George. I feel like having done Bahrain last year, he knows a bit about it. So,
see, this is where I feel like Mercedes have made their biggest mistake. I love George. Don't get me wrong. They should have hired him this year. Give him a year. I know that then kind of defeats the point of the new regs, but it gives him a year to get rid of the pressure.
I guess that will be next year, won't it? That's the problem.
Exactly. Now he's got the new regs, pressure. The poor kid. You've got to feel for him. But
Valtteri's going to love it. He's going to be sitting back in his Alpha, just like, ooh, this is great. You have no pressure. I can just drive how I want. I love this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm hoping it'll be good. A
really
good battle next year.
I just hope it's like the drivers get on well, because obviously this year Lewis and Valtteri seem to be okay. We've had it in past when like teammates don't get on, so I think it'll be interesting to see their like dynamic in the team, because if there are like arguments or like disagreements, it then can also like ruin races.
No,
well, I mean, Max, Lewis and Valtteri have had a bit of rivalry. Like, there's been times where Valtteri's been like, I'm not moving out of the way for Lewis, I'm racing. And to be honest, fair enough. I kind of get it. Like, if you know you're ahead and you know you're putting in the times, like, you're going to want to race just as hard as Lewis is, and vice versa. And I think I kind of get where Valtteri's coming from, but at the same time, you do want to have some sort of bond there to help each other out. It's like with George Russell, it was George, I think it was in,
yeah,
I can't remember where it was, but he was ahead and he said, I will jeopardize my race if it means Latifi can get up there, all this sort of stuff. It was like,
wasn't it Hungary?
Bless you. It might have been Hungary.
Was it Hungary?
Where was the big
Yeah.
The bowling.
Everything just merges into one in my head. Yeah, I think it was.
Before summer break.
Yeah.
Yes, it was that one. Yeah.
Yes.
And it was George Russell being like, I would jeopardise my race for if Latifi can get ahead. I was like, oh, that's him. Oh, that's nice.
I've seen rivalries, like team rivalry. Oh, I can't say the bloody word. Rivalry in the past, like with Daniel and Max. They got along so great. And then 2017 hit, and then 2017? Yes, no,
Yeah.
maybe. Hit, and something just happened between them.
They went into the back of each other, didn't they?
Yeah.
There was that collision when they went. I don't know who went into the back of who. I think it was Max into the back of Daniel.
No, it was Daniel into the back of Max.
It was Daniel. It was the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the two.
One of them. Something happened. I remember watching the race, and since then it just kind of went down. But they seem to be okay now that they're no longer teammates and they get along really well.
Yeah.
But then you have to think it's because Max is aggressive.
Yeah. And he knows he's good, and that's why he's at the top of the table all the time. So. But today's going to be an interesting one because they're both on the front row. So
we all know it's going to be another bloody Silverstone or Monza or wherever else they've.
Is it going to be another crash into turn one?
I
don't know. But you see them? Do you see them racing in? I think it was FP. I think it was FP2.
Yeah.
And then it was like Max being like, "What an idiot!" It's like, mate, if that was the other way around, you'd be loving it.
Hours before, he said, "Oh, I don't want to be a part Drive to Survive. It's too dramatic." Boy, what are you talking about?
Mate, Max makes it dramatic.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why it's dramatic because you and Lewis are just literally cannot control your childish behaviour, and it's all just a mess.
It is.
But today is going to be interesting because it is going to be. It's going to be an interesting start, and because then you've got Red Bull, Mercedes front row, and then you've got Red Bull, Mercedes on the second row. So it's going to be a real.
He's gone back.
Of course, he has, hasn't he? He's got the 5-place grid penalty. So who's joining him?
Ferrari.
Charles.
Is it Charles or Sainz?
Yeah,
it's a Ferrari,
Charles. It's
Charles?
Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, Charles, Carlos.
Yeah, I think the Ferrari is around there somewhere. So
yeah, I think they're fourth and fifth now.
Yeah, because initially it was literally on the time in quali on the Q3. It was literally in the times. It was 2 Red Bull, 2 Mercedes, 2 Ferrari, 2 McLaren. I was like, this is really weird. But I was like, imagine lining up on a grid where it's just teammates. I was like, that would be a very weird combination. But yeah, Valtteri messed that one up for the front part because, well, it would have been 2 and 2. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. I can tell you that much. But the thing is, if Bottas gets a good start, you could have 2 Red Bull, 2 Mercedes. So
yeah, like
it's only 5 grid.
Overtaking, he can overtake like a madman.
And Austin is a good track to overtake on as well. There's wide bends and God knows what going on. So it's it's going to be a very interesting one to see today. But it's just late. It's like, oh, for God's sake. I say it's late. It's not as late as qualifying, but it could go on until late, depending if there's lots of red flags and God knows what else.
Oh.
We pray for no red flags, but who knows in turn one with those two. So we pray.
Should be quite interesting because everyone's like talking about the Verstappen, Hamilton, Mercedes, Red Bull by the front, but in I think it's like 4th and 5th, you've got the 2 Ferraris, and then right behind them you've got the 2 McLarens.
Yeah, there's a lot of battles going to happen. Yeah,
that'll be a quite interesting one to watch.
Yeah, because it comes down to the constructors at the moment, isn't it? Everyone's. I don't think apart from the Max and Lewis, that is still very, very tight. I don't think the actual drivers is going to change too much. I think it's pretty much, other than the top 2 sets now, but it's in the teams, they're all some quite close. It's like it's pushing for the teams now. So
and don't forget about the battle for the most overtakes. Seb and going against each other.
The most important one.
Who knew we'd get 2 title fights?
I know, exactly. There's so many out there. There's probably secret ones that go on behind the scenes as well that no one really knows about, but they're definitely there's bets, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'd love to put a bet in. I just want to see what they're all thinking.
I know. I know.
I mean, I know who I want to win. Obviously, Lewis. But
Yeah, give him his 8th and he'll be happy.
yeah, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Then Max can
lots
do
of
whatever he
people
wants.
will also be unhappy. The
And that'll make me
anti-Lewis fans.
happy.
Yeah.
Unhappy
Fine.
people will make me very happy. I'm not a psycho. I just don't like Max. But
no.
yeah.
Exactly. All in all,
it'll be good. Very
we'll
interesting.
just have to see. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, I mean,
Anymore?
there's not much else going on in the other formulas at the moment. So
Nope.
No. End of season. End of season's coming. We are nearly done everywhere. So
yeah, well, W series finishes today as well.
yeah, exactly. We're coming
Yeah.
to the end. It's yeah. I think there's after this it's 5 F1 races left, isn't it? I think it's 5.
5, yeah,
Don't
and
make
then
that.
2 F2. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think there's 2 just to
Saudi
be
Arabia.
confusing. They spread it out.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the calendar.
I know, honestly. I mean, because of the COVID, this whole year's been thrown, so it's all a bit of a
Mess.
jumble. Hopefully next year will be a little bit more straightforward, but again, who knows? The world is weird and things will happen. But yeah, it looks like a good calendar next year, so
Yeah, definitely.
fingers
Big
crossed
exciting
for everyone. Yeah, got some new tracks as well. So
Do we?
they're going to Qatar, aren't they?
We go where?
Are they going to Qatar?
Oh, that's this year.
Yeah. Next
They've got
year's
it
my
coming up, haven't it? It's new track. It's a new track though, isn't it? I'm not going
Yes.
crazy. It's a new
I
track.
literally checked the calendar yesterday. I was like, huh? When did we add this? I
Yeah.
am out of it. But
Yeah,
yes,
no, it's a new track.
we're going
It's
to.
coming up.
Oh, how do you
Yeah,
say
they've got it this end of this year, and then they're continuing on for quite a while actually
Like
at the track.
10?
Yeah, it's got quite a long contract,
Yeah.
so hopefully it's a good track, and no one's
Yeah, what should be like
having
France?
issues. Yeah, I think it's a late because the Qatars get so hot. I think it's a night track, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Or they drive in the evening. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But something.
We left Europe and now I'm just lost with the calendar.
Oh yeah,
I don't-
honestly.
I don't even barely know what the day is.
past
Yeah,
2 o'clock. I think it's the earliest one left. I think.
2 o'clock.
Yeah. I think you're right.
What's the time zone, my Bob?
I don't know the time zone though. Is it a late one there?
I have no
I don't think so. I think it's for us. I think we're all right because I'm pretty sure because it's Qatar, they tend to drive in the evening because it's too hot
Yeah.
to drive in the peak of the day. So for us, it's actually works out fine for our timing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you always-
I don't think
Mexico-
there's any more. I think this is the latest one. I think driving wise, or
It's-
USA.
Mhm.
If it's
Not-
Australia, we're on at like 3 a.m.
Oh. No.
in UK time, and it's but obviously no Australia this year, so
But
I'm
it's
not sure
back
about that.
next year, hopefully.
Yes. And hopefully Daniel Ricciardo can actually go and see his family, poor man.
Yeah, that'd
So
be
everyone else is being able to see their family and relatives, and he's just I can't.
he looks like he's having a great time in Austin though. So
No, he does. He
Yeah.
does, but he, I'm sure he hasn't seen his family in like 2 years. It's like that's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll yeah.
get back out there, yeah.
That's all I can think about when people say Australia. I'm like, oh, he sees his family. That's all I have in my head. I give Daniel his family.
Daniel, go home.
He's such a happy man. He just needs that. So he doesn't love Daniel Ricciardo. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
I think-
That's a man that I'm gonna miss when he leaves.
oh
yeah.
no, honestly, it's gonna be a very
Yeah.
sad day when he's no longer in F1. I'll be very sad. I love that man.
There's just
Fine.
not many more teams he can go to.
Yeah, well, he's getting older as well. You
Why
know,
are they getting old?
he's not old. He's still got
Is he
he's
like
got time,
32?
but 30. Yeah, he's in his early 30s. I think. Yeah, around that. He's definitely his only early 30s, but yeah, he's not in the 20s like a lot of these drivers are. So.
Then again,
And
I
F1 world,
always
that's
think Latifi is older than he is. That sounds mean, but
yeah, because he's not actually that old. But
he's 26.
he's late 20s, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
something like that. But
Yeah, Daniel's 32.
yeah, there you go. Bless his soul.
But I mean, they've already been asking Seb about his retirement, which breaks my heart.
Oh, yeah, that'd be another one that'd be sad to see him go, to be honest. But I still think he's got
He doesn't
time
think he's
left.
going to be here in 2023.
Yeah, exactly.
One more year.
Yeah. It's yeah. I just don't see him going anywhere soon though. I just think he enjoys what he does and he's good at what he does and he's still getting podiums and I think, you know what? Come on, mate, you got this. So
Let's hope he stays a little longer.
yeah,
Do the
give
work.
it a few more years and it's going to be a very weird grid because it's going to be
We're going to be like 12-year-olds.
people going in and out. Yeah, it's going to be young.
Oh yeah.
It'll be younger and younger, but yeah, at the moment it's Lando's the youngest, isn't he?
Yuki.
Of course he is. Yeah, God. I was about to say I forgot about Yuki. That sounds really horrible to say I forgot about him, but sometimes you just forget.
Oh, poor boy.
He looks like such a tiny man as well. So it's just,
Oh god.
he does. I literally, you just want to like pick him up and give him a cuddle. You're like, oh,
Is that what you want to do to Clover? Because she's smaller.
yeah, true. That is true. Oh, that is funny. But yeah. Oh, bless him. He did quite well this weekend, to be fair. He's got 2 weekends in a row. He's got into Q3.
That is good. You know what? Good for
And for
him.
Yuki, who likes to, spin his car around a couple of times on the track, that's quite good. So, bless. He's a rookie. We'll allow him, So,
We'll
more to
allow
come.
him.
Yeah, more to come from him.
I'm very happy his contract was extended. He deserves it.
Yeah, I think they want to give him another chance, don't they? So
Yeah.
But that's all
I
right.
think it's what he needs.
I mean, Mazepin's still there, so Yuki can still be there.
Oh,
He was
God.
actually blocking cars left, right, and centre this weekend, and I was like, I'm sure he's a lovely man. He seems very nice. Like he's helping out with charities and God knows what, and I just think he's great. So, but he just move your car out the way when people are coming through.
Just move to the side.
Just shift.
I feel like
Left
they
or
should
right.
put training wheels on his car. Stop him.
Oh, bless him. Oh, I'm sure he's great, but yeah.
I'm sure he's got good qualities somewhere.
Just Mazepin. Yeah. Just keep driving. He loves it. So happy days. And on that note,
Exactly. I think
We have
it's
waffled
best.
on.
We definitely did, but it was nice to have a little chin wag again. And I'm sure we'll be back very soon.
Yes.
Bye.
yeah.